When mixing a large amount of block paint, always remember to mix it in the corner of your palette. By mixing it in the corner of your palette, you will stop the paint from spreading into the middle of the palette. If it does spread into the middle of the palette, you will end up spending too much time trying to mix a large enough quantity of paint. You should be aiming to create a mixture of block paint which is thick and creamy and not watery. If your mixture is too watery, you will see more of the brush marks when the paint dries. You will also find out that when the paint dries, it doesn't appear to be vibrant and saturated. To get a thick, creamy consistency of paint, you need more paint in your mixture than water. I spent about 5 minutes mixing out blue paint. In the opposite corner of the palette, I spent about 1.5 minutes mixing out a small quantity of black paint. Be cautious of how much black you mix into your chosen hue. Black is very overwhelming, and when mixed with any other colour, it can dramatically change it, even if the smallest amount is added. When painting, your brush strokes should go in one direction from left to right or right to left. Pull the flathead brush you have loaded with the colour across the first rectangle box. To avoid painting over the lines, slow down as you reach the end of the rectangle box and straighten up your brush so you can actually see where your brush is and where has already been painted. The correct position to hold your brush is on the metal part. This is called the ferrule. The ferrule is the metal part of your brush which keeps the brush attached to the wooden handle. Holding the brush here gives you more control than when you hold it higher up. For the second level, I only added a brush worth of black paint into my blue mixture using a flat head and a round head brush to make sure it was mixed correctly. For the third level, I added 3 brush worths of black paint into my blue mixture using a mixture of my flathead brush and roundhead brush to make sure it was mixed correctly. For the fourth level, I added 3 brush worths of black paint into my blue mixture using a mixture of my flathead brush and roundhead brush to make sure it was mixed correctly. For the fifth level, I added 8 brush worths of black paint into my mixture using a mixture of my flathead and roundhead brush to make sure it was mixed correctly. For the sixth level, I added 8 brush worths of black paint into my blue mixture using a mixture of my flathead and roundhead brush to make sure it was mixed correctly.